You made it. Welcome back, you BEA Beautiful Souls. Today's video, I want to address a huge issue that has happened on the launch of For Honor. No, it's not Sohei being pretty mid overall. It's actually something to do with ocelot, and I think the more attention we bring to this to Ubisoft, I think the better, because I've already started seeing this in pretty much almost every single one of my games. And it's pretty egregious to fight against, and I tested it out, see if it would work. And the thing is that ocelot can go invisible and attack players as if he's there. And the thing is that there's some characters like Black Prior that can flip him, which is freaking gnarly as hell, but they have to do it like on a huge, they just have to guess that I'm gonna keep attacking, or the ocelot is going to attack, and there's no way to counteract this, just like how there's no way to counteract Oathbreaker, even though JC said there's plenty of counterplay, and there's also not enough ganking characters either. there's not enough ganking characters, guys. Did you guys know that? Okay, but back to the point at hand.
We haven't had players that are heroes that are really good at ganking in a while. This hero has like the strongest ganking move in the entire game.
JC, how could you, bro?
We haven't had players that are heroes that are really good at ganking in a while. This hero has like the strongest ganking move in the heroes that are really good at ganking in a while. This hero haven't had players that are heroes that are really good at ganking in a while.
Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna assume that he says he meant players, but he corrected himself and said heroes. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I honestly do. I really honestly want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay? He must have, like, because when you're live, there's obviously, you're gonna stutter, you're gonna mix up words and stuff. He might have meant switching those words together. Like, I don't believe he actually thinks that all the all-landers are weak gankers. I really don't think so. Except to wait for the timer for the blessing of his tier 1 to go away. And it's super duper annoying. It's game breaking, and it's basically, I think it's like basically exploit. It's exploiting and it's cheating. It's super annoying to deal with, man. I'm telling you, Ubisoft needs to like focus all their attention on this ASAP, because the quality of matches is already absolute dog tier shit. It's absolutely horrible. The matchmaking, you already get constantly disconnected. You will already be matched against stacks when you're solo queuing. You will have the most brain-dead teammates that have worms for brains and will have Sleepy Joe as their spirit animal. I mean, there's just no way to win a lot of your matchmaking games unless you're actually a super goated player or playing a duo queue with another amazing player yourself, and then absolutely just sweating your ass off, you know? Huntsman Spirit and Vengeful Mark, those are the two feats that allow you to have that insane exploit. And if you guys didn't know, Huntsman Spirit is a passive that lets you come back to life if you're not executed, and you can roam around the map invisible, but you weren't able to attack people, obviously, and you would regenerate your HP. And it's about like a 60-second cooldown, then you automatically respawn. So that's the only thing to like counteract this specific feat. And then Vengeful Mark, I think that just correlates with the bug itself, but that's not a big deal. That's what you need to have in order for this feat or this bug to be activated. And I fought against this. It's super annoying. I also used it to test it out, and there's nothing they can really do. The Black Prior can flip it. It's only on read. It's super duper hilarious though. But as I said before, the quality of our games have just been horrible. I haven't really noticed too much of a difference with this season quite yet. If you guys have noticed anything different, please let me know. But I still see a lot of people disconnecting. I still see people rage quit, and I don't really see that much backfills yet. But this is just the beginning of the season. Maybe things have changed. I don't know if it has, but you guys will have to let me know your experiences, because mine could just be anecdotal. However, I do play this game for very long periods of time, and a lot of times throughout the week too. And I can say for certain is that as soon as you maybe win the first or second team fight and you see the other people rage quit or people leave, it's most likely going to be a rage quit. The disconnects usually happen towards like the end of the game, like really towards the end of the game, because I mean, it's towards the end of the game. You're gonna get your XP anyways, so you might as well just keep playing and get your XP, you know? Unless they really care about the KD, which there are plenty of people who do that too. People who care only about win-loss ratio, and they leave as soon as the match is over just to get a little bit of fun, try to get a little bit of ganking, a little toxicity, a little bit of teabagging here and there. And yeah, those people exist. Don't get me wrong, those people definitely exist. But with the quality of games being so ass, in addition to all these bugs and broken feats, broken characters, I mean, what are we supposed to do here, Ubisoft? Most people aren't going to be playing the game when this bug exists. So please, I implore you to prioritize this drop everything that you're doing with whatever battle pass or heroes or armor sets. This is the biggest issue next to server issues, okay? Because this ocelot bug is going to be running rampant. There's nothing you can really do. It's very hard to also block him too, because his zone attack and his heavy attacks has very big hitbox, and you're going to get hit by it. The thing is that this also feeds revenge too, so if you're being a clown and just attacking using this bug, you're gonna feed a bunch of revenge and tags, which is good to punish the freaking players who are exploiting. And I do not condone people for using this exploit. It's really unfaithful to the game, and it just makes it even more toxic. And I'm surprised that people are actually trying to abuse this. I think some people like myself are testing it out to make a video on it, which is totally fair. But if you're just using it to like get wins and play more toxic, I mean, it's also super funny. I gotta lie to you, it is funny as fuck. But this game is just full of clowns, so this is perfect for the game. This is horrible, honestly. Like, I'm laughing about it because I laugh when stupid stuff happens to me. You know, you guys have seen me in the streams. I am just absolutely having brain rot. But this is not a good look for For Honor. This is really game breaking, and it's honestly one of the more game breaking bugs that we've had in For Honor in the entire history, I believe. The other thing was probably just like guard break option selects, and then of course Warden's one-shot bug. And I'm trying to think of a few other things, like maybe Centurion's punch. That was also very broken. I think in comparison to like Sohei's one-shot, Centurion's probably a little bit more egregious to fight against, since it's just like after a one parry or one guard break. But with Sohei, you have to actually work for it to an extent, because you have to grab your souls. A little bit hard to do in 4v4, but very easy to do in duels. There is no counterplay to this. The only counterplay is picking Black Power and flipping, or just staying in full block for a character that does have full block. There's nothing else you can really do. You know, a lot of people just rage quit, which is totally acceptable. I mean, if you have an ocelot just ruining games like this, not okay. I haven't heard Ubisoft say anything about it. I checked Reddit, I checked Twitter. There's been no explanations or no announcements on if they're addressing this bug or not. But there's plenty of people that know this already. I've seen it, people on Reddit and on Twitter that have talked about this, showcase this. So we have at least 1,000 people that know about it. And I'll tell you what, those 1,000 players are basically the entire For Honor player base. That's basically the entire For Honor player base. All jokes aside though, like seriously though, Ubisoft needs to address this like ASAP. I can promise you, you guys are not going to have fun against this. There's going to be a ton of ocelots ruining games. You're probably going to see more ocelots than Sohei, because one thing for sure that I know is that For Honor is not an honorable player base. So they will do whatever they can to win their games, alright? They will 1000% do whatever they can to win the games. And if it's using ocelot's exploit, then so be it, you know? So be it. We have ledge gods, we have edgelord ledge gods, and now we have edgelord invisible bug gods. Because that's just how it is. That is just how it is, unfortunately. But seriously guys, don't abuse this. I'm telling you, do not use this. You probably I don't think you're gonna get banned, because there's literally cheaters and scripters in ranked already, which is something that they also really need to address, because probably at the highest levels it's unplayable, because you're just gonna fight scripters. They made the high tier players made their own Discord to play ranked games. It's the funniest thing ever. They made like, because I don't know what they do, but I'm assuming they go for like a custom game settings, and they would be rewarded upon certain points and whatnot. My friend showed me this, and you would get set up against a certain player to rank up, and this is all in like a custom Discord and everything, and so they are forced out of their own game. They're forced out of their own game, and they have to play and they have to make like their own pseudo server to actually have a ranked experience. And so that's why For Honor competitive is like such a big joke. It's because they don't even actually have a playground to play, you know, ranked games, the highest tiers. Play it at the highest level. Play the highest duelist, the strongest 4v4. Well, I mean, in 4v4 you can actually just make scrims. There's plenty of sources for that already, and not in the For Honor game itself. There's no work being done for that at all. No resources going towards that at all. I can promise you they're not going to fix the cheaters and the scripters in the ranked games, and they're probably not going to add a ranked 4v4 for a while. Maybe in For Honor 2 I'm coping, but it's going to be a long time. And then when it comes to the custom games that they're making, it's actually so funny. It's kind of sad. It honestly is a little bit sad, because you see these kids or these players try to make their own rank setting when the in-game rank doesn't even work. You know, you feel bad for them, and you also just absolutely laugh at the indie company that is Ubisoft. And so that's something that we have to take in consideration on how poor the state of the game is. You know, I'm definitely going to be making another video on that and just showcasing how far this game has gone. It's gone like a couple steps forward and then 10 steps back, in my opinion, and that's something that we definitely need to talk about more often. But the good thing is that, you know, characters are getting a little more balanced. That's a very good thing. Characters are more balanced, a little bit more viable at the highest tiers, and that's a good thing, you know? You gotta commend Ubisoft for doing some good, but of course you have to condemn them for doing some really horrible shit. Like I said though, this bug is going to be fixed sooner rather than eventually, like the scripters, but we'll have to give them some time for it. I might avoid For Honor for like maybe a week or two. If you don't like Zohei, that's totally fine, but if you want to avoid For Honor specifically because it's gonna have a game-breaking bug, then yeah, totally fair. I want to warn you guys, that's what's happening here. Don't come back to For Honor. Bye-bye. See you later.